I'm not gonna act like being an Uber driver hasn't changed my life for the better. Believe it or not, as much as I complain about being an Uber and Lyft driver, it's changed my life for the better in several ways. Number one, it made me actually care about people. I was at my last retail job when I started becoming an Uber driver, and I wanted something more meaningful as to get my time back. That's what this really is about. Being an independent contractor, you really want your time. You want not necessarily free time because you want to make money, but you want your time freedom where you choose is the most convenient time for you. Especially if you're a single mom, you're taking care of your elderly parent, and you gotta be like able to just bounce when you need to bounce. Or even if you got a sick animal at home and you just want to be able to just get home when you need to get home. These things make being what we thought, let's say, being an independent contractor, these are the things that made Uber and Lyft, particularly Uber in the beginning, very attractive. To this day, I believe Uber is able to get new drivers. For every one driver that leaves, able to get 5 more is because the time freedom. And you don't need skills. All you really got to do is be able to follow a GPS. You know, it's funny at my one of my old jobs, they were like, "Oh, you be an Uber driver. You don't know how to get around." Just because I'm an Uber driver, don't mean I memorized every single town, every road in Connecticut. That doesn't make sense. These people think you have a special skill, and all you're doing is really following a GPS. So what does that mean? You all have the ability to do the same skill. So it doesn't really require anything special. So I was always like baffled by why people think you have to have some special skill to be an Uber driver. They don't even give you training. It's crazy. But the time freedom and the fact that you don't need a skill is why everybody's flocking to the apps when they get laid off or don't have a job. They usually still have some type of transportation, or even worse, they do a rental program. So now you're a slave. Yes, I said it. You're a slave to the app because you can't afford that rental unless you drive every day 8 to 12 hours a day. Because the rental is going to be $400 to $500 a week, not a month, a week. At least if you're financing, you could say possibly you're paying out maybe a $400 payment, maybe another $200 for insurance, so still a lot, but you're only paying that monthly, not including gas. You're paying out maybe $500 to $600 a month. But if you do a Uber and Lyft rental program, oh man, now you're doing that a week. That's crazy to me. That's absolutely crazy. But people are doing it because they can't get a job. A lot of these people, they don't have the skills to get a job. Some of them are aged out, meaning they won't even get offered a job because of their age. So it's a lot of competition out here. The market is always going to be saturated with Uber and Lyft because, I would say more so Uber, because there's probably room for growth on Lyft because all Lyft is doing is stealing current drivers and putting them on their platform. But I would say every driver pretty much drives, or the majority of drivers only drive Uber. So if you get some of those drivers to move over to Lyft, I can see how they have some growth, but Uber saturated the market all over the world. But simply becoming a private driver, you put yourself in a different category. Now you're competing with maybe limousine drivers, you know, maybe some good limousine drivers, but you're not really going to compare yourself to an Uber driver, because you can offer something that Uber and Lyft can't really offer. You know, more convenience. You could pick up your private client's favorite coffee. You could even stop and get them something to eat because you're a private driver. Well, you're never going to want to do that stuff on Uber and Lyft because you're getting paid so little, you don't even have additional money to do stuff nice like that. You usually don't have it. Even on the top tiers, you're not going to have extra money to play around with. But as a private driver, I think a lot of times you can make enough to do some extra for your clients. You know, you can actually go out and buy some business cards. You can have water in the car. You can have some candy or mints in the car because you're making real money. And you're offering them something. You're offering them cheaper rates for a more quality product. Because you're eliminating the middleman. That is what made rideshare appealing to me in the beginning, was the time freedom, but it's not enough anymore because the money is so bad. And I know even after I'm saying this, there's going to be somebody that chimes in the comments and says, oh, I'm making $300, I'm making $400 a day or something crazy, but how much are you driving? They never want to talk about that. They never even watch my video long enough to hear me ask them, how much are you driving? Because you're not going to make $300 a day driving less than 8 hours. But you could as a private driver. That's why my goal is going to be focused on just that one thing on my rideshare channels. We're going to be focusing on every step, with the last probably being insurance, because let's keep it real, that's the most costly. Nothing else is going to be costly. Setting up the LLC, getting the business address, business phone number, your financial, where you want to bank at. Do you want to use any financial app to track your earnings? Do you want a gas app like Upside? A lot of little things we're going to be talking about, each step, with the last being the most expensive, which is the insurance. So we're going to go through the stages of setting up the LLC, naming the LLC, business phone number, and I'm going through it with you. So it's not like I'm an expert. I'm not, any of these big YouTubers. I'm not a rideshare professor or, the Rideshare Guy Network, Show Me the Money Club. I'm just a regular driver out here that is completely fed up with the Uber and Lyft apps. Completely fed up. Now, am I still going to drive? I'm still going to drive. I remember one guy said, oh, I'm going to leave your channel because I found out you haven't gone private yet. You're still driving Uber and Lyft. That's even if I become private, I'm probably still gonna keep my apps active for two reasons. Where am I gonna get my customers? I gotta steal them from the apps. Yeah, I'm gonna do my own advertisement. Yeah, I'm gonna do my own marketing. But the most quick and direct way to get customers is from the apps. And it's so easy now. It's so easy, guys. It's so easy. I watch a lot of YouTubers that make you feel like you gotta have a technique or a script. You gotta have a whole script of how you talk to these people. It's not even that serious. It's a simple conversation. How much did the app charge you today? Oh my God, they're killing me. They're killing me. They charged me this amount. I could charge you this amount in the future. No, don't cancel and take the money right then and there. That's only gonna get you in trouble with the apps. Finish that ride. Give them your business card. Sometimes they don't even need a business card. I haven't had a business card in a year. I literally just give them my cell phone number and be like, you have to text me. But in the near future, with the setup, I'm going to have a dedicated 1-800 number for the business. I'm setting this business up as if you were going to set up a business in order to sell it later, because that's going to give you more ability to build credit later. That's why we're doing all this process. That's why we're going through the steps. That's why we're probably going to do it slowly. We don't need to do anything fast. I'm not here to impress anybody on YouTube. I can care less if you believe me or not. I'm showing you what I'm doing. I don't really need to prove anything. Over time, the video's all the proof I need. And it's also going to help me monetize some type of course or a membership that I want to promote later. So I'm not even worried about proving anything to anybody, but there will be proof in the form of video content. And I will show actual licenses I go for. I'm actually thinking about applying for an app even before I go private, just so I got more income coming in to pay for this stuff. So you'll see that. I still haven't signed up with Roadie. That's one of them. The Roadie app, I'm sure a lot of you have heard of. Nothing exciting. You know, they pay sometimes garbage, I hear too, but I'm finding out you got to have more than one hustle, because Uber and Lyft ain't it. It just ain't it anymore. I mean, we could say Uber was the founder of this gig economy. You could say, we could give them credit for that. Uber started it all. Lyft followed behind. And now you got a lot of companies. You got a lot of courier companies, so I am going to have to do deliveries. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to doing delivery, but I know I got to. Because unfortunately, delivery, and I don't mean food delivery, I mean packages. Damn food delivery. My neighbor, it's funny, he said just the other day, he was like, yo, I tried out Uber Eats the other day. I was like, yeah, really? I was really genuinely interested in his experience, because here's somebody like me that only did Uber and Lyft. You know, he never did food delivery. He was like, yeah, I tried it out, and you know what? It sucks. I was like, what happened? I didn't know he didn't know what to call it, but we call it tip baiting. Where you get one offer, the next thing you know, you turn around, and, sorry guys, fire truck, Bristol, Connecticut. That's like the third one. So he's like, yeah, I tried out Uber Eats and I got offered one amount. When I was done with the ride, it was a completely lower amount. I was like, yeah, you got tip baited. And even though I never did food delivery, I watch a lot of YouTube. And My neighbor doesn't. So I'm already aware of a lot of things going in just because I'm informed. This is why you guys need to not just, create, but watch other creators going through the experience that you're thinking about going through. That could save you a lot of time and money. Because that's what I did with like Uber Eats. I am not doing no Uber Eats or DoorDash. I know I said I was going to try it, but when my neighbor confirmed it, you ain't got me running around like crazy getting tip baited. Why would the apps allow somebody to tip and days later be able to retract that tip? Make that make sense. That should not even be legal. And then DoorDash has been caught not once, not twice, but several times over the years stealing tips on top of that. So when you get a figure, you don't know what you're getting. You don't know if you got tip baited or DoorDash just straight up robbed you. And how is that appealing to anybody when you're hearing these stories like over and over and over? It's not like I'm hearing this like from a few people. So I'm not saying that doing packages is great. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is you could do companies outside of the shady apps, as I like to call them. Real companies that offer you packages that you could do and get paid from legitimate companies. Now, is it going to be a lot of money? Not really. But is it going to be more reliable than Uber or Lyft? Yes. This is why we have to do it. I don't want to do it, but I got to have some more options, because if I'm going to do this, I got to really do it. I got to bring in, the goal is simple. Bring in as much money as I can in a day and as little time as possible. Now, what does that mean? That doesn't mean, I expect to make $300 in 4 hours, as some smart person said in the comments. But it does mean, yeah, by the end of the day, if I work a full day, do I expect to make $300? Bare minimum, 2? Yes. You don't want to work all day to make $150 doing Uber and Lyft, driving around all day, hoping you get enough decent rides that don't take you a million miles away. Because a lot of these drivers are just taking these offers. They don't care how far they are, because they gotta pay their bills. I get it. But you're actually hurting yourself driving far away. At least, like I say, I'm not driving outside of my area to make what I make with Uber and Lyft. I make about $120 within a reasonable time, 4 to 6 hours, 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon. But I'm not driving, I'm cherry picking, I'm not driving far at all. But there's drivers that'll make $150 that same day, but they drew twice the miles as me, but they call that a win because they made more money than me. No, you didn't. You spent more in gas than I did. You put more wear and tear on your car than I did. You're losing, even though I made less money. That's what these new drivers don't understand. They don't understand that. They think if they made more cash that day, they're winning. No, you did more wear and tear in your car. You drove 10 hours a day. I only drove 6. Yeah, I might have only made 120, 130, but you made 150 and you drove the entire day. you're hustling backwards. And I keep trying to tell these people that, and they don't get it. But that's all I got for you guys today. This traffic is getting crazy out here today. Going through Bristol, Connecticut right now, if you guys are wondering from the background scenery. It looks like some sun's coming out. It's a little chilly, but it looks like the sun's out or trying to come out. It's a new year. I'm geared up. I was geared up already in December, so it ain't like my plans are changing. It's not a New Year's resolution. It's just I'm telling you guys what I'm doing. I'm on the grind this year. The games are over with Uber and Lyft. I'm done. Now, does that mean I'll still drive? Yes, I'm still going to drive, but I'm going to drive even less and steal more customers. Right now, I'm up to like 50% as cash rides. All I got to do is convert those rides into legitimate rides with this commercial insurance that I'm going to get. I still haven't picked a company, so if you guys got any ideas. Voom does not work in Connecticut, before anybody says that. I would absolutely love for the company Voom, I think it's called Voom, to come to Connecticut, because they're like a hybrid insurance that covers you when Uber and Lyft supposedly don't, but they still satisfy your regular car insurance requirements. We don't have anything like that. We have what Progressive gave me, which is basically you could do your regular insurance and then you could tack on what they call rideshare insurance. Now you're between your regular insurance and the rideshare add-on, I'm pretty sure that adds up to what a typical commercial insurance rate would look like. You're probably talking anywhere from like $300 to $600 a month if you were to add on rideshare insurance to your regular insurance. And nothing probably will ever, if you drive like you're supposed to, you'll probably never need it. I get it. You're supposed to have it anyway, but if I'm going to pay that much, I'd rather just get the commercial that covers me all the time, or something like Voom that satisfies the commercial part of the deal. I don't know. We don't have anything like that. Please hit me in the comments if you have a good commercial insurance company. I will promote it. You give me your referral link, I will promote your company. There's commercial insurance companies out here, but so far it's not looking good. They have come down a little bit, but it's not looking that great. So hit me up. My Gmail, willblanding@gmail, and just send me something, because I'm not going to pay rideshare insurance on top of regular insurance, when I can just go get commercial. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got for you guys today. It has been a really quiet afternoon, but I want to thank you guys for continuing to support me in this journey that we call rideshare. I hope to give you more good news going into this year. Once I get this first license, you guys will be the first to know. Subscribe, like, comment, and I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Thank you.